Hello, hello, hello. Well, okay, it's been a while since I've done a live stream. This is interesting. Ugh. So, got a lot of stuff to look at. Probably gonna look at some tents. Possibly some sleeping mats as well. I've definitely got them here. Sleeping bags, definitely possible. Okay. A few different things we're going to do. We're going to head out. We're going to head outside very shortly. Got the tent pitched already because pitching it live would be a pain in the ass. So I'm not going to do that. So I guess considering we're here, we can look at these first. It's probably the best way to go about this. This one I'll take outside. This one we won't be taking that outside today. This is the Big Agnes Rapide insulated pad. It's an interesting pad. It's a nice one. I have to say I've enjoyed. Yeah, well, I actually recorded a review of it earlier. That'll go up at some point, as will the camps that we've done. So I guess we can have a look at this one, I guess, shortly. It's a nice mat. It's a 20 by 72 centimeter. I think what it means is from here to here, 72, and then these bits are 20, so it's quite nice. And then it's a 10 centimeter thick mat. I don't know, if you're a back sleeper, yeah, good luck fitting on that. It's way too small, but if you're a side sleeper, you'll be fine. That's why this one, in a way, is actually sort of better. It's also a lot lighter. This one weighs 300 grams, which is incredibly nice. And it's a nice thick mat as well. We'll actually head out with this one so you can see the tent as well. So we'll do that. We'll take this one out. Probably, just make sure don't need anything else. Should be good.
Climbing?
Okay. We're now out. There's the tent. This is the Alpkit Tarp Star. It's a very nice tent. Pitched it up for the first time yesterday. Hopefully we will camp in it somewhat soon. There we go. mean, to be quite honest, it's very nice and spacious on the interior. So you've got zip here. That just comes undone, and you enter the actual inner of the tent. Now then, the inner of this thing isn't massively large, but it does the job, you know. And if for your information, this ground sheet doesn't actually come included with it. This is just something that I put in here because it works quite nicely. So now, technically speaking, with the ground sheet, you could camp in this as like 2 people. One would just have to like be on a ground sheet, which probably isn't the funnest thing to do in the world, but yeah. So this weighs 350 grams. The tent weighs 1 kilogram. So immediately that's really good. I don't know. This one probably needs a little bit more blowing up, so to do that you just literally unscrew that a little bit. And then just put a little bit of air in it. And then I guess we can shove that into the actual tent part, so we can get a better idea of the actual size inside here once you're set up. So I am now inside, and overall you've got a good 1 foot of space on the side here, and obviously depending on a few things you can sort of lie down the other way and cook out the porch, which works a treat. Yeah, you can set up at the stove there, and that would work very nicely. In terms of headroom, it's not amazing. It's not a particularly tall tent, that's for sure, and it's certainly not a winter tent. I mean, winter tents, a 4-season tent is classified by the solidity of the interior. For instance, if this mesh were a solid panel, then it would be 4-season. As it happens, it's just mesh. So if you were in this in anything massively cold, you would basically just die. So, not fun. This had a bit of a... definitely took a little bit of a beating last night. We had it up in the rain, but yeah, I have to say, I set it up yesterday, and the setting up process is actually quite nice, because I've never really worked with tarps that much. So it was actually sort of, I sort of thought it would be a bit of an epic fail, but no, it's actually really, really goddamn easy to set up. Basically, all you need to do to set the thing up is come out into the... If I come out here, you've got the trekking pole in the middle, right, and there's like a little pocket at the top. Same with the inner just straps into the same pocket as the outer does, and that just keeps it up. And then it literally just goes into the ground, so... And it's an incredibly solid tent as well. I mean, if we sort of stand up here, right, give it a little shake, it's not going anywhere. It's a really big tent. It's actually probably one of the biggest like footprints. You know, it's a good 2 meters by maybe even, it might even be like a 2.5 by 2 meter. Obviously the inner itself is even pretty decent. Like, you know, I was not expecting it to be this big, you know, I was expecting it to be a lot narrower. I don't know if it's just because I've pitched it wrong, but yeah, I think I pitched it right. Obviously the ground is absolutely sodden at the moment, so I mean, you know, I could certainly, you know, it's held its own, considering we probably had roughly 20 mile-an-hour winds last night. Now then, there are a few interesting things in my opinion that you could do with this. One of those things is actually using a bivvy, hoop bivvy, or just a regular bivvy. I might actually do that just to give off, just to interest you or keep you entertained. I might actually go and do that. I'll go and grab the bivvy and put it in there so you can see how that looks. I think that could be reasonably interesting. So if we go to the gear shed, we can have a look at what we've got. I actually set the bivvy up yesterday. Now then, just because I wanted to try it, because, yeah. So let's do that, shall we? Here it is, Alpkit Elan bivvy. Take that and give it a little test out here, shall we? Because it's just an interesting one, because you could technically use this as a two-man tent. And I mean, if you didn't want to like sleep just on a ground sheet, then I feel like this works as quite a nice alternative to doing that, because you can just set up the bivvy. You could set it up this way. I don't really know how that would function, but it's just about the right size in here to make it work. Just about. So you could technically do 2 people in here. Don't think I'd particularly fancy it. I'd do it though, you know, just to sort of test it out. Could be interesting. So in terms of future plans with like the channel, we've been camping. I know it's been a hell of a long time since we've actually uploaded a video. There have been somewhat decent reasons for that, but not really. So we'll be uploading hopefully next week. Maybe, yeah, probably next week. I might upload a gear review tonight, maybe. I might upload a review of the sleeping mats, because we've got 2 new ones. Thermarest NeoAir X Lite, which is that, and the Big Agnes Rapide. They're both really good sleeping mats, you know, you can't really get much better than them. You could only really make the debate that the Thermarest NeoAir X Therm might be better than it. In my opinion, that's the only contender, really. But yeah, I genuinely think that this does sort of work in here. I mean, the bivvy opens up as well, so I mean, I could probably get in there now if I wanted to. Which I might well do. It's actually quite a nice bivvy. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. I've been in it twice. I've been in it in the rain before, and that was not a massively pleasant experience, just because it really isn't particularly big, and I don't think I would want to be in it for a massively long amount of time. So, I mean, yeah, we should be going camping tomorrow as well. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks you'll see quite a lot of just continuous videos coming out. You know, you should get at least one a week for a while. Don't know how long we'll be able to keep it up, because realistically we can only really camp once every 2 weeks if we're lucky. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know, there might be some more gear to show here and there, but yeah. Yeah, so this is obviously the main part of what I wanted to show today, the tent. Tent's pretty nice, not gonna lie. There's a lot of space in here. A lot of space, indeed. I mean, if you look at like the whole... The one thing I was slightly confused about, and I don't know if anyone else knows what the hell's going on here, but you've got like these things, but I mean there's nothing for them to connect to, which is, you know, and like they give you a couple. I don't know what the purpose of that is. In fact, it probably doesn't have a purpose. But yeah. Because, I mean, you could say that this would shake quite a lot in wind, which it probably would, which is why you probably... door tie. Oh, wow. I'm an idiot. You're actually right. You're actually 100% right. You are absolutely right, my friend. Yes, it's a door tie. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, it's a door tie. I thought it was like gonna be something for like hooking it up, make it more taut, but yeah, it's a door tie. Wow. Makes me feel like an idiot. It's interesting, you know, this bivvy bag, I don't know how many people know this little strategy that you can do with bivvies, which actually makes them really useful, is you can basically put all of your stuff inside of it before camping, you know? You put your sleeping mat in there, you put your sleeping bag in there, you put everything in there, and then you just roll it all up as one thing. It actually makes it really convenient, because when you get to the campsite, you literally just unroll it all and it's just all there, which is actually really useful. Bivvy camping is definitely not for everyone. I like my tent comfort, you know? I like a big tent if I can get one. You know, I mean, I'll head back to the gear shed. Show off the tent collection, maybe. So we've got a massive, you know, our tent collection is too big for our own good. It shouldn't be as big as it is, but it is. So basically, that's the Panacea. That is Mr. Bert's favourite tent. He uses that basically every time. I've camped in it with him a couple times, because it is a two-man tent. Barely a two-man tent. I would bet any money, not many people will want to use that as a two-man tent. Frango Scarfell 200. I've camped in that once, and I don't really know what it was. I mean, it was a really nice tent, you know? Tons of space. The most space I've ever had while camping. And really nice, but yeah, it didn't really... it's a bit heavy. And now that I've got the Helm... The Helm 1 is... somewhere. It's a nice tent. It's a really solid one-man tent. Back behind the Scarfell there is the Cairngorm 300. Definitely a nice tent. Definitely not a three-man tent. That is one of the biggest lies I've ever seen. You can barely get two. I say barely. You can get two people in there quite comfortably. I don't even think you could get 3 mats in it. But yeah. Anyway, we've also got the tarp. We don't use that much because the tarp's really big and really colourful. It's gonna draw so much attention to you, so I would not use it. A lot of the time. I've used it twice. You know, it's nice, but it's not necessary. So we should have another tent soon. We've ordered it. The Terra Nova Starlight. It's for the purposes of doing lots, like, you know, it's, you know, having some different things. Anyway, my phone's about to die, so I'm probably gonna have to call it there, because yeah, gonna have to call it a day. So we'll live stream again soon, and we'll have some videos out very soon. So with that being said, see you guys later before my phone dies, which it might actually. So it's on 1%.